Let's say you don't like killing animals.
Right.
Maybe that's why you're a vegetarian, okay? Nothing wrong with that as a point of philosophy. And many such people who live in homes might have mouse traps in their basement that are humane. All right?
Catch and release.
Catch and release. So you trap one, so there's the cute, fuzzy little fellow mammal, and then you release it into the wild and you feel good. But if you analyze this, the life expectancy of the mouse in the wild is between 9 and 18 months, because they are the tastiest of snacks for all manner of woodland predators.
Delicious
like
morsels.
owls and hawks and crows and foxes. And
right.
So what you've done is shorten the life of the mouse by offering them up to predators. Whereas if you let it alone in your basement, it would live up to 6 years. So if you really cared about the life of that mouse, you would welcome it into your basement and have it bring all its friends while it's at it.
Right.
So it's not a fully thought through philosophy by just saving the life of the mouse instead of snapping its neck, because you'd rather see it getting swallowed whole by an owl.
Because the deal is, it's not really about the mouse, it's about you.
Oh, and how you feel.
It's how you feel. It's why,
you save the mouse. After that, you don't give a rat's ass what happened to the mouse.
Good luck, Mickey.
Imagine aliens that photosynthesize like plants.
Right.
Okay? They're actually plant-based sentient life instead of meat-based sentient life. Okay? Right. So they thrive on sun lamps that are in their ship or on their host star, right? So nobody ever kills anything. They just sort of lay out in the sun and absorb the light.
Oh, I gotta tell you, today's sunlight is delicious, guys. You gotta get it. Woo! I don't know what's happening with all this UV, but it's amazing.
If they come to Earth, like, what would they observe? So the funny part is they would see the meat eaters and wouldn't really fully understand them. They're these meat-based creatures killing other meat-based creatures for their survival, but they won't really care, because they're only going to care about their own brethren, which are the plants, because they've heard that there's a great biodiversity of plant life on Earth. This is in their tour guide, right? So they see the rainforests, and they see the jungle, and they see the sequoia trees in the Pacific Northwest, and they're just delight in this. And then they find a subset of humans who specifically target plants to slaughter.
Oh, y'all gotta die.
And this would kind of freak them out. They'll feel sorry for our plants because our plants can't run away, because they're sentient and they can walk around, sentient in ways that we
and ambulatory, think of. Right?
And ambulatory, that's the word I'm looking. Thank you. So they watch humans walk up to a plant and decapitate it to be consumed. Okay, well, fine. It goes deeper. What they observe is that this subset of humans, we call them vegetarians, specifically target the reproductive organs of the plants.
Right.
The seeds, the nuts, the berries, the flowers, all the things the plant is just trying to make another version of itself. And we reach in there, snatch it, and eat it.
You savages.
So this would look particularly barbaric to them. But wait, there's more. Then they go by the produce aisle at Whole Foods, and then they see what people are especially buying.
Right.
There's a bit of infanticide going on.
Exactly.
Why? Because the people are seeking out baby spinach, the baby versions of everything, and the bean sprouts. They would just completely freak. And they run away and leave Earth as fast as they can, or they bring their armies to defend the plants.
Or they'd end up in a salad, because hopefully they didn't land next to these vegetarians.
So it's just another way to look at what you're doing as a vegetarian. It's a life form that occupies a sector of the tree of life, and you have decided that because if it's for animal safety and pain and all of this, rather than through the environment, okay? Because of course, meat eaters are much more costly to the environment than plant eaters. I'm just saying, a cosmic perspective makes you look at things fresh, because someone coming in, seeing our tree of life, doesn't have a species bias coming in at all.
Right.
And they're going to wonder, so here you are saving the mouse in your basement, but what's your house made of? Well, it's made of the wood from 50 trees that might have lived 100 years, but they were cut down halfway through their lives. Each tree produces 15 times the mass of the mouse in oxygen every day. But no, you cut them down to make your floorboards, your wall panels, your 2x4s, your structural members, your wall sidings. This is what you've done with trees. And by the way, trees, like I said, they can live 50, 100 years. Some live 1,000 years. They're home for all manner of forest creatures. The birds, squirrels, insects.
And even other flora.
Other flora, correct, growing in and around and on them. So we can ask the question, who do you think nature cares more about?
Right.
The tree that might live 1,000 years or 100 years, or the 1 ounce mouse that you just saved? Now, I don't care what you think after all of this. I mean, I care in the sense that I'm an educator and I want you to be fully informed. If you're going to run around choosing one species over another, look at the big picture first, and then go pick and choose what you want to eat and what you don't want to eat and what you want to kill and what you don't want to kill.
I get it. A lot of it has to do with consciousness, and a lot of it has to do with how people feel, philosophy.
The people say we value our lives because we have a beating heart, and then the trees don't. And then I'll say, maybe it's not that the tree is missing a beating heart. Maybe the tree simply doesn't need a beating heart.
Because the tree does have a circulatory system.
Indeed it does. If you cut a tree, does it not bleed?
And it
if
certainly
you cloak
does.
A tree, does it not suffocate?
That's
if you cut off its nutrients, does it not wither? So to turn around and say, the mouse I care about, but cut down the tree because there's a home I want to build, just rebalance that and come back to the conversation. And you'd be surprised how differently you might be thinking.
Or be like me and just eat mice. They're delicious.